So it's December 19, 2018. I'm just going to make a video about my targeting status here in Canberra, Australia. Um, well, for all of you that doesn't know, um, there is a targeting, um, actually a targeting people's list here in this state, and they do it. Um, they do it in their surveillance um, surveillance network, whether if it's the AFB, whether if it's ASIO, whether if it's the defense that are targeting you. There is a targeting people's list in this state, and doesn't really matter if you're not a terrorist. Um, you could be put in the list by just being by looking suspicious, or just by your ethnicity. And this is the craziest thing, right? I was targeted here, this state, and I couldn't really point out who the hell targeted me, because these people are not just monitoring my metadata. They are um, they're using um, high technology on their surveillance, which is satellite surveillance, number one. And they have this weapon that they use, that is based on acoustic weaponry, and they do it all via remote monitoring. Well, my best hunch is the freaking defense, because they're the only ones who has this technology, and they have a technology that can actually hijack any speakers around the victim, and it's in their arsenal. I've tried um, calling the local enforcement, but it looks like calling them is not actually helping, because um, number one, it won't be able to investigate due to the um, high level um, security of the operation, and I think it's about above their pay grade. They won't be able to freaking investigate. So going to the local enforcement is actually it's uh, pointless. It's very pointless going to them, because they're not going to investigate about it, man. Especially if an intelligence agency targets you. The only thing that you can do is, this is the hardest thing, keep it to yourself, number one, and start documenting, and keep all your evidences aside, and keep it in a safe place. Um, they're not really going to freaking tell you, man. They're not going to tell you that they're doing this. They're absolutely doing this. They use psychological tactics on a person. Yeah. So they managed to create a system, whereas when you report this activity, you would look like you're losing your freaking mind, because number one, you can't really you can't really like report things that are just that you can't really report things that like when you tell people stuff that this person is um, watching over us, or man, they would think that you are losing your mind. But it's a psychological tactics they've actually created to discredit someone's credibility, and mostly they use it on activists, whistleblowers, number one, but using it on a freaking person, man, on just a normal person, it won't freaking not in a million years you would think about this happening on the community, but yeah, it is now happening. So what Snowden feared about surveillance, metadata gathering, your information being gathered, is actually it's now taking place. You know, what he feared about is now taking place, and you're freaking telling you, man, your freaking information is getting used against you. You won't be able to freaking do anything about it. Man. The only thing that you can do is like sit back, watch until you get freaking framed. That's about it. That's about it because you can't freaking report it. Um, I've tried calling I actually tried calling some politicians, emailing them about this, and the thing that amazes me is all of them replied that they are not uh, they, they they are not the ones that I need to go to. I need to. They always point you out to local enforcement that can't freaking do anything. Do you get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying, man? And um, even if you, this is the thing. This is the tricky stuff. This is the tricky stuff. That's why I really love what these people are doing. It actually opened up my mind about these things. Yeah. Number one, um, in the law, it says there on the law that if someone is surveilling you, you need to point that person out. You need to point out the people that are actually following you, surveilling you, or like threatening you. But it's 2018. Like, you know, they 2018, and all these surveillance stuff actually leaked out. Yeah, it leaked out. Snowden was actually saying, even in his story, that they monitor people. They monitor people, yeah, uh, on a remote location, like in a base or some sort. They don't even have to go to that person's place to monitor that person. So who's going to protect you on that? Like, one day, if one day you tell the police that someone's monitoring my activities, this and that, you can point anyone else. Who's going to freaking protect you? I mean, is the freaking government going to say that oh yeah, we have some sort of technology that could actually track people that are surveilling me? They're not freaking going to do that, man. They're not freaking going to do that. What they're going to do is they're just going to deny. They're going to deny the hell out of it, because it's actually their technology that are doing it. Their technology, even if it's not their technology. I mean, it's a freaking big issue, because it's um actually connected to counterterrorism activities on what they're doing. Counterterrorism, mass surveillance stuff, looking at your activities, looking at your apps. I mean, It's actually connected to that. And what are you going to do if one day someone monitored you? Yeah? Like we all know that governments, they have hackers. They have hackers. Yeah. And what are you going to do if one day someone did that to you? You go to the local enforcement, tell them the truth that you are being monitored, yeah. But you can't point out anyone else because they do it remotely. They freaking do it digitally. They do everything on the freaking internet. You're extracting your metadata from you. You're monitoring it from afar or from a base somewhere using satellite imagery. What are you going to do? Huh? Of course, they're going to say, "Oh, you need to go to a doctor, this and that." That's what they're going to say. Because it's not on the law. This is the freaking tricky stuff, man. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. It's 2018. Back in 2012, 2014, uh, on the news, keeps leaking out that companies are making satellites cheaper for other companies or like government agencies to acquire cheap, yeah, so that they could acquire it cheap. And that is the truth. It's freaking true. If you get surveilled, yeah, 2018. This is 2018. We're talking about 2018. Yeah, we're not talking about 2002. We're not talking about 1999, 2001. Talking about 2018. When you get freaking surveilled, yeah. When you get freaking surveilled, do you think that these people, like law enforcement, are going to freaking park in front of your house, just stay there the whole freaking night to watch you? It's 2018, and it's on ABC News, 9 News, 7 News. It's all in there that they do monitor freaking people, man. But what if this was actually used against you? They freaking know it, man. All of these people know it. What if one day you got reported, or you look suspicious, or because your ethnicity is this and that, and someone put you in the suspicious list for the terrorist watch, and you get freaking surveilled. I mean, what are you going to do? Who are you going to freaking call, man? No one. You can't freaking call anyone, cuz telling you. Telling you, man. This is based on experience. This is freaking based on experience. What they're going to do is they're going to freaking call a doctor on you because they think that's the um rational thing to do. That's the rational thing to do. Which is crazy, man. This is freaking crazy. I'm telling you, this country is crazy, man. And I'm telling it from the heart. When I came here, I mean, I feel really safe, man. I feel freaking really safe. That I thought that when I come here, that because in my country it's pretty dangerous, man. I mean, even their local law enforcement couldn't protect us. And but here, I feel pretty freaking safe. I mean, I go out in the streets when I came here at nighttime. I just walk alone at nighttime. I feel pretty confident. But after this, after I got targeted, I mean, man, you can still roam around the street. But freaking wherever you freaking go, like for example, if you stay in the library, yeah, if you go there back and forth, like on the third, fourth, fifth day, I'm telling you, man, you get reported. It's like everywhere you freaking go, yeah, you get reported. Yeah, and this is not. I'm not saying this because that's what I think. It's in my mind, but that's how they friggin' do stuff. You know, that's how these intelligence agencies do stuff. That's how they target people that they don't like, or it's on the threat management list. Yeah, that's how they do stuff, and it's pretty sick, man. It's pretty bothered. So, telling you, man, it's pretty out of the line, and they freaking know. They freaking know counterterrorism. That's that's how they do stuff, man. Protect your how was it? I forgot their main forgot their main slogan. I mean, protect your own. Was it? Protect, keep the secrets or some sort, something like that, man. What that's how they do stuff. They exploit their targets' information, yeah. So they leak out all the information of their target. Use the people around them, which they called community engagement. That's how they call it, man. Community engagement. The freaking tell you, man, freaking AFP knows this. Community engagement, man. And with their help, they actually do stuff for they actually do stuff for their actually do stuff for their own gain. Like for example, if they want them to do this and that, it is more actually safer for them to do that because there's no liability. There's no freaking liability, man. Which is crazy, bro. I mean, you tell a person next to the guy that you're targeting that this guy is this and that, and this guy's telling it to your family or some sort. I mean, piss the guy off and do stuff to you. Man, they're not liable with that. They can just like get away with it, man. I mean, that's how they do it. That's how they freaking do it. I'm telling you, it's freaking Canberra. And I love this place, man. I freaking love this place, bro. I'm telling you, freaking, this is nuts, man. I'm telling you, this is freaking nuts.